The top kill begins. BP's latest try at plugging the gushing well in the Gulf of Mexico, something never tried before at this depth. The president talks about deepwater drilling along with renewables at a solar plant in California. And the claims from Louisiana fishermen and shrimpers start pouring into BP, 25,000 and counting.
From the Energy News Center in Washington, D.C., this is the Energy Report with Susan McGinnis.
Good afternoon. I'm Susan McGinnis. Thanks for joining us for the Energy Report. As the Gulf spill enters its fifth week of gushing, BP has begun its top kill maneuver as part of its latest attempt to seal the oil leak in the Gulf. The maneuver, seen here in this is an animation from Deepwater Horizon. It consists of pumping heavy mud into the well. The Coast Guard gave the okay this afternoon after consulting with government scientists. BP started shortly following that. The process has never before been tried a mile beneath the sea, and company officials say it could be a couple of days before they know if it's working. Engineers hope the mud will form a plug, and then they plan to follow that up with cement that BP hopes will permanently seal the well. Well, the disaster was on the president's mind today as he toured a solar panel manufacturing plant in California. Saying the Gulf oil spill is proof the nation needs more alternative energy, the president toured the Solyndra plant in Fremont, where the company is building a new manufacturing center with the help of a $535 million loan guarantee from the stimulus package. The project employs 1,000 workers, and the company estimates it could create 3,000 jobs total, with up to 1,000 permanent jobs when the plant opens. The president called deepwater drilling risky and costly, and he said there's no guarantee this top kill procedure will succeed, and he did promise to keep working if it doesn't.
My administration's intensively engaged with scientists and engineers to explore all alternative options, and we're going to bring every resource necessary to put a stop to this thing. But a lot of damage has been done already. Livelihoods destroyed, landscapes scarred, wildlife affected. Lives have been lost. Our thoughts and prayers are very much with the people along the Gulf Coast. And let me reiterate, we will not rest until this well is shut, the environment is repaired, and the cleanup is complete. And I look forward to returning there on Friday to review the efforts currently underway and lend my support to the region.
And the president gets a report on the spill tomorrow from Interior Secretary Ken Salazar. BP says it has paid out at least $29 million because of the Gulf spill. That information comes after a hearing yesterday talking about corporate liability for oil spills and caps on claims that companies must pay. BP said 25,000 claims have been submitted so far, and more than 12,000 have been paid, many to fishermen and shrimpers who are suffering economic loss. BP is trying to block an attempt by some fishermen to get a federal judge to oversee the claims process. The company says the Oil Pollution Act gives the Coast Guard oversight responsibilities. With the BP leak now in its fifth week, the CEO of Exxon Mobil says the biggest challenge facing the industry is regaining the trust of the public and government regulators. Rex Tillerson made the comments at the company's annual meeting. He's the CEO. He also says Exxon's providing help to BP, but gave no specifics. The U.S. hopes to help raise $30 billion in climate aid for developing nations. Speaking in Beijing, climate envoy Todd Stern said the U.S., the EU, and Japan are trying to come up with the money promised over a 3-year period that's supposed to start this year. This money would help poorer nations combat and cope with the effects of climate change, including droughts and floods. Stern says he wants the funding process to be transparent so other nations can see industrialized countries are sincere in their attempts to help poor nations combat climate change. Germany is pledging $500 million to fight deforestation. Norway's prime minister announced this pledge today just before the start of a conference in Oslo on the REDD+ program. This program, agreed on during the Copenhagen summit, is supposed to help poor nations protect their forests and biological diversity. Final details will be worked out at this Oslo meeting, with the plan being to create one international agency for monitoring and financing deforestation efforts. Germany's pledge brings REDD+ funding to $4 billion, with France, Norway, and 4 other countries committing $3.5 billion. The environment minister of Brazil said he hopes the Oslo conference will generate $6 billion in REDD pledges. Here's a look at some goings-on around the Beltway tomorrow. 8 a.m., the U.S. Air Force holds an energy forum at the Washington Hilton. At 1 p.m., the National Press Club's newsmakers Committee hosts Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu to discuss new legislation for overhauling the government's disaster response. At 2 p.m., Subcommittee on Energy and Environment has a hearing on combating the BP oil spill. That's in Rayburn. And that is the Energy Report. We'll see you again tomorrow with your latest energy news. For any suggestions or comments about our program here in Clean Skies News, you can find us at contact@cleanskies.com. And of course, we're on Twitter and Facebook. From all of us here in the Energy News Center, have a good day.